Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for stopping by. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a twin flame reading for the Twin Flame Collective. So this is going to be an energy update for twin flames. However, for those of you who may be dealing with a connection that you're feeling a bit unsure about, you are still welcome here in this reading. And not only that, but if something about this video, this thumbnail, this title pulled you in, then it's very likely there is some kind of message here for you and whatever form of love connection you are dealing with. As I always say though, be sure to use your own intuition in determining which messages are for you and which might be meant for others, because our collective here on this channel has grown quite a bit. So as many of you know, I mentioned in my last reading that I really wanted to start doing more specific channelings, channeling very specific messages for smaller groups of people here through some of my videos. However, in this video, this really is going to still be what I consider to be a general energy update. So some messages here may be very specific for certain individuals, and others should be general kinds of energy trends within the collective, specifically the Twin Flame Collective. Although again, some of you may not resonate with that label, and that is okay also. So I'm starting today by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck. I have to tell you guys, I often come into these readings with some kind of flash of insight as to what exactly I'm going to be bringing forth through the reading. But here I feel very in the dark. I feel like I just need to let the messages unfold themselves. So the first card flew out. I'm going to get that card now. I knew this card was going to come out. I have goosebumps because as I was preparing myself mentally for this reading, although I didn't get any kind of flash of a specific message, I did see this specific card, and this is the Broken Heart card in the reverse position. This is also really interesting because I think this card came out in the last more specific reading I did last week on Twin Flame Reunion Visions. So I feel there's potential for this to be a continuation or even an elaboration on the messages within that video. There's something about amethyst for some of you. I just found myself mentally and visually drawn to an amethyst stone, an amethyst crystal I have out on my desk. So you could be, or there could be someone listening who feels really drawn to amethyst, or you could be guided to pick up an amethyst, if I can say it, crystal or necklace or something like that. With this Broken Heart card reversed, I want to get more elaboration on this because, as I said, this reading, I really do want to let the messages just flow and unfold themselves. So what is going on here with this Broken Heart reversed? I felt this wave of what I can only describe as emotional pain that felt so intense, it almost felt physical. It's like when you feel so emotionally impacted by something, you can feel it in your physical body. That's what I felt just now. What's going on with this person who has felt or is still feeling emotional pain coming out of this brokenheartedness? What's happening here? Can you please give me elaboration on these cards? And of course, the hostilities card in the upright position. I hear someone saying, I am tired of fighting. I've been fighting. Now, for some of you listening who are connecting with this could be a fighting within yourself, a going back and forth. I see someone who feels like they're on some kind of a seesaw or like playing tug of war with themselves about something. And I know I'm being very vague right now. I just want to let the specifics unfold themselves over the course of this reading. This also alternatively could be, I heard gaslighting, feeling hostilities with another person. This could have been a toxic relationship or connection, either romantically or platonically or at the workplace. There could be some interpersonal relationship here that had some form of hostility, either verbally or emotionally in some sense. But again, this also could be internal, fighting within the self. And I just get this feeling of like someone taking a breath, just being like, I can't fight anymore. Like either I can't fight you or I can't fight this. What's going on with this person who feels this hostility? What is this hostility? Why does this person feel as though they're fighting? Action in the upright position. So there's some kind of movement involved here. I heard someone saying like moving on. This alternatively could be someone looking at someone else within a relationship or situation and feeling as though that other person is not moving forward in the physical. I also hear someone saying, I just have to live my life. So this could be someone who has been stuck on someone else, like waiting for them to move forward in action or waiting for this connection to move forward in the physical and feeling this conflict within themselves. And somehow I hear this situation is resolving or this person is coming out of this situation. This also simply could be someone saying, you know, I've been really in my head about whatever this is, this internal conflict, this internal hostility, and I just have to like live my life, like move forward in the physical or something like that. I'm specifically hearing that for someone who is dealing with a twin flame connection, this person, and this won't be for everyone, but someone may feel as though by living their life in the physical, they may have this fear as though they're leaving their twin flame behind in this physical world in some sense. Again, I feel this won't connect with everyone. I do now strongly feel I'm connecting in with a very specific portion of the collective here. Even within the twin flame collective, this may not resonate with everyone. The name Harry came out, shoulder, and baseball, if those words connect with you. By the way, for those of you who are new, my love word scramble, those kind of seemingly random, although there is nothing random in the universe, seemingly random words that I channel there are words meant to trigger specific people, meaning to trigger their consciousness, to connect with them in some way that brings forth a message that is unique to them. So I want to get a bit more information on this action card. I want to know why someone is feeling this angst or feeling of inner conflict or even external conflict around movement forward in the physical or things not moving forward. What is happening here? Can I get some clarification for this? The temple path in the reverse position. I feel as though to follow my path, I have to leave you behind. You being, I just got this wave of emotion. When you heard me say that, if that message connected with you, you know who I'm talking about when I say I have to leave you behind, or I feel as though I'm leaving you behind. I heard self-betrayal. I feel like there is someone here who's dealing with, specifically this really could be either a very intense platonic connection or most likely a romantic connection. And I'm feeling that this person feels as though they had to betray themselves. There was some kind of self-betrayal here in order to maintain this connection, whatever it was. And it's like, I hear this person saying, I loved you more than you knew or could ever know. But I realized that I loved myself more. I hear this person saying that they feel as though they've been betraying themselves or somehow keeping themselves off of their highest path in order to stay with this person in the physical or to stay with this connection. I'm just hearing, let it go, let it go. Now, for many of you, this may not be your twin flame or who you believe to be your twin flame. Because now I'm feeling like this, I may even actually title this video very differently now that I've started the reading, because I feel as though this could be really any form of soul connection, love connection. This could even be a friendship. However, for many of you, I do feel this is a very, very intense soul connection. And I feel this person, again, feeling this feeling of confusion because it's like this inner conflict of, I want to move forward with my life. I want to live in this physical world. I want to be on my path. But I'm afraid that if I take this path that I know to be my best path, my highest path, I'm afraid that somehow things between us won't work out, or like somehow I'll be leaving you behind. And for some reason I'm hearing like this is exactly what this person, these fears are exactly what this connection, this person is teaching them to release. And that is the very painful lesson here. They're learning the lesson of choosing themselves, regardless of how the situation plays out, releasing that need to know everything in the future. I just felt a feeling of like disorientation, almost like I was on a ship. So there could be something about someone feeling a bit dizzy or disoriented or something like that. I want to know why this person feels as though by continuing on in the physical with whoever this person or connection is, why do they feel as though this is keeping them from their highest path? Rest and rejuvenation in the reverse. So I almost feel as though it's like this situation is causing them a lot of anxiety. So by fixating on it in the physical, it's keeping them in a state of like fight or flight or restlessness. Walking away. I hear this person saying like, I'm being pushed to go, but I don't want to. And the feeling here is this person feeling as though I don't want to leave you. Like they don't want to feel as though they are abandoning this connection or this other person. What else is going on here? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. What I actually felt from this card is that there's someone here who is looking at the other person in this situation, this relationship, and thinking, your pride is somehow getting in the way of us connecting in the physical. And because of that, I had to choose to love myself. And by loving myself, I'm choosing a path in the physical that makes me feel as though, or that causes it to look as though, to be perceived as though I'm walking away, I'm leaving, I'm somehow leaving you in the past in the physical or abandoning you. But I feel like this is some illusion constructed by the ego here as far as how this person perceives disconnecting or walking away is somehow what the ego, the human ego, wants them to believe. So I want to know what's really going on here in this situation, because I feel we've really been connecting in with how this person feels. This feeling as though I'm abandoning you, I'm leaving you by choosing myself. But what's actually going on in this situation? Because I feel like this person could be missing something, or like there's some kind of message trying to come through for them. The word fireplace and heavy came out. With the word heavy, I just feel as though this situation feels very dense, very heavy for this person. I feel like this person went back and forth a lot when it came to making some kind of decision about this. Respect. I know that never mind, I thought it said respect, but that's interesting. I don't really believe in those kinds of coincidences. So there could be something about respect, someone feeling as though someone was being disrespected, or that one person in the situation was not respecting their love connection or the bond that they shared because of how they behaved in the physical. But that isn't actually what this card says. What it actually says is regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Wow. I feel as though this person, they feel as though things have happened or occurred in the physical in this relationship or this connection, that although there is like this regret about whatever happened on both sides, I feel as though they feel like those physical 3D situations or interactions have shaped this connection in a way that cannot be changed right now. It's almost like I heard stalemate, like this person feels like they are at a stalemate within themselves, feeling stuck, feeling almost suspended in time, almost as though I can't keep you, but I can't lose you. That is kind of the feeling I'm getting from this person, who I just keep seeing images of women or like divine feminine kinds of images or energy. I'm tripping over my words because there is some message really trying to make its way through right now. But I feel as though this is definitely a divine feminine, which, just to clarify, if you're new to this channel, the divine feminine and divine masculine are not restricted to a particular gender. So you could be a woman who is a divine masculine or a man who is a divine feminine, just to be clear on that. Okay, so I want to actually know what the person here regrets. What is this person feeling regret about? I feel like there's regret on both sides here. Like, what I feel to be the divine masculine here is regretting whatever they did or whatever happened on some level, even if they aren't verbalizing that to some of you in some connections. And I feel on the other side, whoever I'm speaking to, as I feel for most of you as the divine feminine, also regrets both what they perceive that this other person did or how they behaved, but I feel they also feel regret simply just in a general sense. Like, I just regret the way that things played out. I just wish things had happened differently. But I've come to accept that I can't change the past. I can only move forward into the future. I can only step into the highest version of myself and know that, trust that as my true twin flame. If you are my twin flame, you will rise with me energetically, even if we are physically apart at times on this journey through life. The Patience card reverse came out here, so yeah, I feel like this is all reaching a kind of culmination point. I heard 1111 portal, so the person or the group of people I'm connecting with here, this may have really all come to a head for you around the 1111 portal, where you felt this push into like, I feel like I've been stuck long enough in this time suspension, in this confusion, in this fog, and I just have to step forward somehow in the physical. I have to release my fears that in stepping forward to the highest version of myself, I am somehow leaving you behind. Because I know that true twin flames are always connected. We are always energetically guiding and supporting and uplifting one another. And that if I rise into the highest version of myself, you will naturally rise as well, and we will perfectly reunite in the physical. But I do feel that the person here I'm connecting with is someone who is dealing with some kind of disconnect or separation from their person, physically most likely, but definitely in some sense emotionally, or I almost said energetically, but there's never really an energetic disconnect between twin flames. This is definitely like some kind of a conscious break or disconnect for this person. So again, these messages will not be for everyone. Only take it if it connects with you. As I was speaking though, the Caring Connections card came out in the upright position. What I'm getting from this card is a sentiment from this person like, I deserve true love. I deserve to be loved, to be cared for, to be supported. And I feel that although this person they're connecting with, they may very well be very energetically or even soul bonded with in some sense. This could be a twin flame. This could be a soulmate, a romantic soulmate. Whoever this is, I feel as though some behavior this person displayed in the physical caused it to feel to this person consciously as though they were, again, self-betraying, not being cared for, not getting what they deserved out of this connection or this person in the physical. Again, regardless of the soul bond, regardless of the soul connection they share with this person, there was a feeling of betrayal leading to self-betrayal, a feeling like you did not respect our connection in the physical, and therefore, to remain bonded in the physical with you, I felt as though I was betraying myself on some level. That is how I feel this person feels. Again, I feel these messages. I said at the beginning this was supposed to be a general reading, but now I'm feeling as though this will not connect with everyone. This also may not be a twin flame connection. This could really be any form of love connection. I feel this person just being called to their highest self, I heard being called back home to themselves. Angel of Balance. Yeah, it's like this decision somehow to walk away or to disconnect themselves. Again, this is an illusion by the ego, because true twin flames, if this is a twin flame connection, are never fully disconnected. This is a person feeling as though I feel like I have to disconnect or walk away in the physical and release control. Over and over, I just hear release control. And I feel like this person wasn't even fully aware of the way in which they were trying to control the outcomes here. It's like they were telling themselves that they were trusting the divine, that they were trusting this connection, that they had faith in this future or how this future was going to unfold with this person. But what they were actually doing in the physical is trying to control, trying to manipulate is such a loaded word, but what I mean is really like shape their words and actions and behaviors in the physical to make this connection work, to somehow like force it into place or to force this reunion, whatever the case is. And I feel like this person now is being guided to release that final piece of needing to control. And the way in which I feel this specific person is doing that is actually by feeling as though they're leaving this. It's ironic. It's like they feel like they're leaving this person or this connection behind in some sense. But what's really happening here is they're leaving behind the last remnant of their own need to control that comes from a deep-seated fear of being abandoned for this person, or at least that's what I feel for some who are connecting with this reading. In this decision, although I feel a lot of pain associated with it, whatever this person has done, chosen to kind of disconnect themselves or distance themselves a bit in the physical, I feel like this is going to bring a lot of clarity, empowerment, and balance into this person's life. So I'm actually going to reshuffle the cards here a bit. Just over and over, I feel this person, if this person is dealing with what they think may or may not be a twin flame connection, I feel this person is just being guided over and over. Remember, twin flames are energetic mirrors. If you are showing up, if you are rising to the best version of yourself, the most fulfilled, the happiest, the most empowered version of you, your twin flame, your true twin flame will meet you there. And this person really needs to have faith in that in a way that they have never had faith in it before. Adjacent possibilities in the reverse position. There's something about the number 24 or 42. You could be seeing some of those numbers recently, or someone might be seeing those numbers. I'm going to get a few more cards here. By the way, the words 3 fell and folks came out here as I'm just shuffling these cards. With the word 3, I actually heard love triangle. So I feel as though someone here could actually be dealing with two energies. I'm specifically seeing a divine feminine here who could be dealing with two masculine energies that she feels some sense of conflict or confusion about. Specifically when it comes to defining these connections, this message will be so specific. This might just be for literally one person listening, but I feel someone who almost feels as though, I don't know if choosing is the right word, like she's choosing between these connections. It's more like trying to understand them. I feel two masculine energies in this person's life who it's like she's aware these could be either, actually for this person, I'm sorry, I just got like a third masculine. So there could actually be two masculines who are very active in this person's life and one who is somehow very distanced, either physically or emotionally. And these three, I wonder why the word 3 came out and not like triangle. And it makes sense because I feel there are actually 3 masculines in this divine feminine's life. Again, I feel like this is so specific. This could just be for one person, but I see this divine feminine trying to determine, I feel like I heard the twin flame, the karmic, and the soulmate. I feel as though all of these people are somehow bonded to this divine feminine. there's like some kind of a soul contract energy around all three of these connections, which is why all three of these masculines have felt very like familiar to her. I apologize to those of you for who this doesn't resonate. This feels like it could just be connecting with a few people here, but they do need to know that I feel that for someone listening, one of these is your twin flame. One is a soulmate who you've lived many lives with and who you may have even had a family with in the past, who you've probably had a relationship with in this life. And I feel that there's a third energy here that is some type of a karmic contract or situation. It's like your attraction to this person is really based off of shared trauma or wounding. I don't want to get too deep into that because I know that might not apply to everyone, but if you are dealing with three masculine energies as a divine feminine and you want some clarification on that, let me know, because I may even do a video on that on my Patreon page for those of you who are tuned into me there. By the way, the link to my Patreon will be under this video, and we will be getting into more in-depth, detailed, extended messages from this reading. I know in the last video I said I was going to do away with my Patreon and I was going to try out a different video website with ribbon.com, but the thing I didn't like about the other website is that we couldn't actually have a conversation in the comments. I really like being able to read comments from those of you who are tuned into that community and be able to see how and if and which messages resonated with you. So I made the decision to actually switch back to Patreon. So my Patreon page is now still live. I am still going to be focusing energy on building a community there and, of course, doing these extended readings there also. So as I've been speaking, 3 cards came out here. I feel this is going to be a complete message of some kind here, but it might take a minute to bring forth the specifics of this, so bear with me here. This feels like kind of a complex message. The first card is adjacent possibilities in the reverse, like I said earlier. The second is the first chakra, which is the root chakra card in the upright position. The third is the contract card reversed, and I very clearly heard some kind of contract, or I also heard cycle is coming to a close. There's some kind of full circle happening here. I even heard, for some reason, I heard like 7-year cycles. So for someone, you might be looking back at the last 7 years of your life and seeing that something in your life has either come to fruition, come to completion. This could be a relationship. This could be a cycle within yourself. This could be some timeline to do with your spiritual awakening. There's just something about the number 7 coming out here for someone. So again, that won't be for everyone, just someone specific here. The word pole and fine came out here. For some reason with the word pole, I heard North Pole and instantly thought like Santa and Christmas. So there could be something about Christmas being significant here. I am a little bit curious about this. I kind of feel as though something's going to happen around Christmas time for some of you, either with your person or in your life. This could be some manifestation you've been waiting for. This could be some kind of communication. I'm seeing someone like texting or communicating. So you could have someone in your life, even very specifically, just text you like Merry Christmas or kind of use the holiday as an excuse to reach out or to somehow like re-enter your life. Again, that was a complete side message for someone. Hopefully that resonates, but you probably won't know for sure until the future. So you'll have to come back and let me know if someone here does reach out to you on Christmas. Goddess of the Moon came out in the upright position. So I feel that whatever situation we're dealing with here, it's a divine feminine who is dealing with this. So adjacent possibilities reversed. For some reason I heard attached to timelines, like attached to one outcome, attached to one path, one possibility. And I feel this kind of having a past energy. So I feel there's a divine feminine here who was attached to things in her life, or even with this specific person we were talking about, happening or working out in a very specific way. Again, this was a way for her to control, in a sense that I don't even think this divine feminine realized that what she was doing here by really attaching herself to this one path, to this one timeline, that this was actually holding her down, that this was actually her controlling herself, her controlling I heard how she naturally feels about the situation. It's like her trying to say, no, I'm not hurt. I'm not in pain. I don't feel regret. I'm just going to somehow skip to the end here, and not just the end, but what she perceives to be the only end, the only outcome here. And so I feel like this divine feminine was guided because, again, this is a past energy. I feel like into the present, she's actually being guided to release this one path, this one outcome. I heard her say like, it's my way or the highway. And I don't feel like she was specifically saying that, but it's like in her soul, I'm getting like a very type A perfectionist. Like, I planned all of this. It had to happen this way. And now I heard mourning, grieving, like I'm mourning those old timelines, that attachment to that timeline that I finally had to release, or that I am in the process of releasing. With this first chakra card upright, the root chakra, the first chakra, I'm feeling back to the beginning, or back to basics, back to square one. I feel like something about this situation, this could be a job, this may not necessarily be a relationship, this could be something with this divine feminine's career, but something about her life or relationships is making her feel as though she is starting over, starting back at square one in some sense. And I heard that's terrifying for her. But what she doesn't realize consciously all the time, although I feel she unconsciously is receiving signs and messages about this, is that third card, that contract in reverse, that card telling us this is representing a powerful completion of a cycle here. And in the extended version, I will get into more specifics as to what I am channeling this cycle or contract is and how it is being completed here at this time. So for those of you who are joining me on my Patreon page, the link to those extended messages will be in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Okay, so now that we've got some context for what is going on for whoever is connecting with this reading, I really want to channel some messages about what's really going on here on a higher level, why this is happening, because this has been a very intense, very emotional kind of reading. And I know that for those of you who have listened so far, who are resonating with a lot of these messages, most likely, there is a lot of feeling of pain. I heard extraction. I feel as though something in your life, this could even be the connection we were just talking about, was extracted from you, almost like, I heard the word surgically, like as a metaphor. It feels as though there was something within you that had to be removed. But the removal process was really painful, but this is happening energetically. It's like, regardless of what kind of connection this was, whether this was a soulmate, a twin flame, I feel as though the way in which this connection became in the physical meant that physically, this person or situation somehow had to be removed from you in order to allow you to rise into your highest good, into your highest potential. However, again, I feel that through that so-called extraction process, this has been very painful. I heard it's asking you to, for someone, it's asking them to fully, completely love themselves, to fully be alone with themselves for the first time. And I heard this person saying, I've kind of been resisting that loneliness, resisting being alone right now, even though I know it's what I've been guided to do. So I feel this reading will really resonate with someone who feels as though on a higher self level, they're being guided to be alone and they may not really know why, or their ego might be fighting it, or they might be telling themselves, I don't want to be alone. Like, why am I alone right now? And I mean alone regardless of their relationship status. So they could be dating someone in a relationship. They could have friends. They could be connected in socially in the 3D. What I mean by alone is like they're feeling this pervasive, deep soul level. I feel like I'm doing this, whatever this is, life, building this career, building this business, building this relationship, whatever they're doing. I feel like this person feels as though they are doing this on their own because somehow they feel as though they are misunderstood by people around them, or they haven't yet found their people in some sense. That's just kind of the energy I'm getting from different people who may be connecting with this. Yeah, and I see that from, as I was speaking, as confirmation, the community card reversed came out, indicating this person feeling really isolated. Also, man holding a heart reversed. So once again, I'm seeing a divine feminine this won't be for everyone, but for someone, it's like romantically, there's this energy of them taking back their heart, but I also heard taking back their energy from some kind of masculine energy in their life. This could be a boss, this could be a father figure. However, I really feel as though for many, this is some kind of a romantic connection. And I feel this divine feminine somehow returning her energy to herself, taking back her power. I feel like there was a divine feminine who poured a lot of herself into some kind of person or connection for a long time. But again, this was like a way for her to control. It's like if I can pour enough time, energy, emotion into you or into this connection, then I can control it. And Spirit is really guiding this divine feminine to return home to herself, meaning to take back her power, to take back her energy. I'm really feeling a lot of wounded feminine energy here. I may do a separate podcast very soon on the wounded divine feminine and how to go about healing that, because if you are a twin flame, I know not everyone here is a twin flame necessarily, but if you are on the twin flame path, then it's very necessary for us as divine feminines to heal our divine feminine energy and to actually balance that inner masculine and inner feminine. And this is a huge part of what allows us then to call in, attract, and sustain a true twin flame connection. So I do have a really powerful subliminal meditation for assisting you in healing your own divine feminine energy, because you do have that power to return your focus, your positive focus, awareness, attention, energy to yourself, and through that shift in focus inward to heal yourself. So the subliminals I've created on my website are really designed to reprogram your own subconscious mind, which it's the subconscious that is connected directly to the energy field, to our aura. So I've created subliminals designed for all different kinds of things, changes, shifts that you may want to make in your life. And all of these are available on my website, soundandsoulful.com. So right now on the screen, I am just showing you a little screen recording, and this is showing you how to navigate around the website. I have different different categories on the menu bar that you can click on the screen, and you can really just explore around and see different meditation tools I've created to help you create whatever kinds of changes you want in yourself or your life through actually shifting your subconscious thoughts, meaning all of those unconscious thoughts and beliefs that run on autopilot in our minds and affect us in really powerful ways. So specifically what I was talking about before with the wounded feminine is healing our own divine feminine energy by reprogramming our limiting beliefs as the divine feminine about love, about ourselves, about relationships, really returning our power to ourselves. So this subliminal is called the Awakened Divine Feminine on my website. I will leave a link to it for easy access under this video in the pinned comment and description. You can click that link and just explore more about the benefits I have infused into this very powerful subliminal meditation and how you can use it as the divine feminine to heal and shift your mind, and by shifting your mind to shift your energy. So again, the links to that are under this video. You can also try out this subliminal or any that I've created for free when you create a free trial account on my website. And again, that is soundandsoulful.com. So before we close out this initial reading and head over together to the extended, I do want to kind of make a full circle with these messages and just pull a few cards to give us a better understanding of, I spoke earlier on why this had to happen, why this divine feminine is feeling, I heard almost against her will, but not really. It's like against her ego's will. She is releasing her attachments to this one path, to this one timeline, in order to rise to higher ones. And I feel that in her physical reality, this could look to her as though she's leaving someone or something behind that she really cares about, that she's held on to for a long time. Of course, I do feel that all of this is an illusion. If this person is a true soul connection, especially a true twin flame connection, and this divine feminine continues to choose boldly, bravely, her own growth, her own healing. They will reunite perfectly, naturally in the physical. But right now, this specific divine feminine is being called to release her control of how and when that happens by betraying herself in order to somehow change this person or change this connection in the physical. So I want to know more on why this divine feminine is being guided to be alone at this time. What is happening here? I heard because it's the completion of a cycle. I almost feel like this whole cycle, which could span years, specifically, again, for someone, this could literally be 7 years. 7 is a very powerful number. However, I feel as though it may not be that number of years. There's just some period of time that is in this divine feminine's physical lifetime, almost like a contractual obligation, like a soul contract that is being fully fulfilled, a contract both with herself and potentially even with this other person who may be involved here. Again, I'm hoping we'll channel more specifics on that on Patreon with you guys in the extended. A time to give rather than take. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Virgo, new moon in Pisces. These are both from the Moonology deck, and the fact that they are both new moon cards is very significant. This really signals some kind of new beginning happening here for this person in love or in life, or even in spirituality, with exploring more about their spiritual self, truly stepping into their spiritual power. With a time to give rather than take, I was really seeing a time to balance giving and taking. There's something here about this person who I, again, feel is a divine feminine, who there was some imbalance in her life or relationships when it came to giving and taking. And this is being brought into balance. I feel as though her divine masculine, if these messages have been resonating specifically with you, the masculine in this situation could be being called to rebalance this equation by giving more rather than taking from the divine feminine. Now, I know I'm really oversimplifying here. It's difficult sometimes to put physical words to these energy dynamics that I'm sensing, but there is just some kind of balance here between giving and taking that is being rebalanced, that became very out of balance. For divine feminine, I feel like this could look like feeling as though she was giving a lot to something that wasn't giving back to her. I heard she's learning to effortlessly receive. This is taking me back again to the awakened divine feminine subliminal I was talking about earlier, this idea of shifting her focus back to herself, this idea of re-empowering herself, fully embodying the fully awakened, healed, empowered divine feminine by learning to effortlessly receive rather than trying to force things into place or like force what comes to her. With meditate and contemplate, I just feel this could be speaking once again to this pervasive feeling of hermit mode, loneliness, isolation that this divine feminine could be feeling at this time. And it's funny, as I was talking about loneliness, I heard that is the answer. You are being alone, being placed in a situation, again, regardless of your social status, your social connections, your relationship status, you are being placed in a time in the physical where you are feeling very alone because you are actually, it's like the answer's in the question, because you are supposed to be alone, meaning alone with yourself, meaning having the time and space and energy to go within yourself, to cultivate your spiritual gifts, to become fully healed, fully empowered, before then expanding out once again and forging new connections with people around you. Yeah, and then the next card to come out here is purpose. I know what I am here to do. I feel like I'm connecting with a divine feminine who has had an awareness, and by awareness I mean like a soul knowing of her purpose here on earth, whatever that might be for her. This will connect differently with so many of you because we come here with different purposes and intentions, and only we can really truly sinks into our own soul blueprint, meaning the map of our soul, what we decided we wanted to come here to be or do. For some of you, this may be something inherently spiritual, like what we think of as spiritual, such as doing tarot readings or speaking on spiritual things. However, for many of you, these will be things that we don't think of as inherently spiritual. They are simply what you would call passions. But that feeling of passion, feeling pulled to something, whether it's music, writing, running a business, a particular career, whatever it is, that feeling of passion is actually a hint as to your soul blueprint. That is you being guided in a direction that you chose to go prior to incarnating here in this lifetime. So I feel that part of why this divine feminine is being guided to be alone is to not become simply just aware of this purpose, because I feel for many listening to this, resonating, this divine feminine is already aware of her purpose. It is to solidify it to herself, meaning to become more confident in whatever this purpose is, to grow herself in this direction, to expand herself in this direction, to face down those last bits of remnants of fear, of lack of self-confidence in herself and in this purpose that could have been holding her back in the past. And the card that came out here is Breath of the Cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. This card feels significant to this reading, specifically to the divine feminine I'm connecting with here. So I am going to read a little bit about this card from the guidebook. By the way, this is the Starseed Oracle deck for those of you who are interested. That's so interesting. This card is the number 42 card. And I was just saying that, or I should say it's on page 42, which is funny because I was just saying the number 42 or 24 might be significant to someone. So the guidebook says, when we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence instead of relying on our own personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you will begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me your way, little by little you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your potential will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. Wow, that feels like a really beautiful closing message. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this first reading here. If you would like to head over with me to the extended version of this reading, where we will be continuing on these messages, you can sign up via my Patreon page. The link to that is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Also, if you would like to explore my subliminals on my website, soundandsoulful.com, the link to the specific subliminal I would really recommend for whoever this divine feminine is specifically that I'm connecting in with here, who may have felt as though at times she is disconnected a bit from her power or not feeling fully herself, empowered, authentic, living completely on purpose. This may be a sign that your feminine energy is a little bit wounded or out of balance, and this meditation will be a tool you can use to assist you in shifting that very powerful energy, focus, and attention back within yourself, healing your own feminine energy, and deeply reprogramming your mind. So the link to that Awakened Divine Feminine Subliminal is also in the pinned comment and description box. I'm also going to be leaving a link to A very powerful subliminal for those of you who are twin flames. If this is a twin flame connection you are resonating with here, I'm feeling a very, very deep need to surrender, meaning to fully release all expectations, all attachments to timelines and outcomes. And the subliminal I've created just a few months ago for twin flame surrender is my most favorite so far, and it will really assist you in shifting from what I call chaos consciousness to total surrender state. So again, the links to those two subliminals are in the pinned comment and description box. You can try out either of them or any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. So if you are stopping off here, thank you so much for listening to this reading, this video. If you did resonate with it, please do subscribe to this channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next reading.